Will Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs sign the best defensive class in school history in this current 2025 recruiting cycle? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video because I think there's a real chance. Right now, I think 4 5-star prospects will sign with Georgia on the defensive side of the football. And if you want to count Ellis Williams at tight end, a 5-star on that side of the ball, we're talking 5 5-star prospects that I believe will sign with Georgia in the 2025 class. But in this video, we're going to stick with defense because they are signing some elite prospects. They've got some already on the commit list, and I think they are trending in the right direction for some of the nation's top defenders who are still uncommitted. So we're going to break down all of that. We're going to talk about who I think they'll sign on the defensive line, on the edge, linebacker, and in the secondary, where I think several targets are leaning Georgia's way and might be on the commit list very, very soon. So I'm going to be breaking down basically a mock class on defense for the 2025 class. So we're going to start on the defensive line. But first, collegebronze.com. If you haven't bought your #1 Bulldog statue on the market yet, make sure you do it now so you have it for football season. This is the only place where you can get a discount on the #1 Bulldog statue. Again, promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. Don't miss out on the discount. And all the information is in the description below in this video. You want to make sure you have this bad boy on your front porch when the football season starts, okay? Promo code DAWGPOST. And again, everything's in the description below in this video. Okay, again, we're going to start on the defensive line because that's where I think in a few years when people remember or talk about this 2025 class, they're going to start with the defensive line. They've got 2 on the commit list already. 3-star Stephon Shivers, a big, heavy interior lineman that the staff really likes. I think he's going to stay in this class. He's from Tennessee. All potential, right? He's a little raw, but he's got the size and the potential to be one of, or maybe the most underrated signee in this class if he sticks on board. I think he will. But they've got Christian Garrett on board as well, a 4-star interior lineman coming off 2 big seasons for the nearby Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines, 2-time state champions. He's going to have a massive senior year. But the 5-stars, right? Everyone wants to talk about Justice Terry, Elijah Griffin, both in-state guys, both major Georgia targets. Of course, Justice Terry was already on the commit list, flipped to Southern Cal, made me laugh and made all of you laugh because I told you, dude's not going to end up at Southern Cal. It's not happening. I thought he would have decommitted earlier, but he opened up things this summer, and I think Georgia is in the driver's seat. Not going to rule out Alabama, though. I know everyone's kind of penciled Justice Terry in this class, and I think they're going to land him too, but I'm not completely saying Alabama has 0 shot, okay? But I do expect him to be in this class from what I'm hearing today. Same with Elijah Griffin. Early in his recruitment, I was told Georgia and South Carolina. It might come down to those 2. I think Clemson's still in the mix, Oregon, Miami. But at the end of the day, I do think Georgia will land him. I've always liked where they sat with him. He's been high on Georgia from the very beginning. They've made him a top priority. I think he's one of the very best players in the country. Size, explosiveness for 6'4", 6'5", 280. I mean, dude flies off the football. He's a really good player, was incredibly productive, and another high ceiling guy. He's only going to get better. And if he plays for a guy like Trey Scott, you're talking about a guy who could be in a high first-round pick in just 3 years. 3 and out, off to the NFL type. He is that good, in my opinion. So on the defensive line, wouldn't surprise me if they signed 4, okay? On the edge, you know, one of their top priorities, I believe, coming into this class was get some edge defenders, get some elite pass rushers. They did more of that 2 cycles ago in the 23 class, not as much last year, although they did take Quintavious Johnson, who will be kind of in that outside linebacker edge role, and Chris Jones, who could play middle linebacker, could play outside. But in this class, they said, we got to get some edge defenders. Isaiah Gibson, top priority, and they landed him, another guy who was committed to Southern Cal, which was really funny. Of course, he opened things up like I told our Dog Post readers when he committed to Southern Cal. I said, don't worry about it. Dude's not going to play at Southern Cal, okay? I still like Georgia's chances. Middle of the state, Warner Robins, elite pass rusher, 6'5", about 260, 7-foot wingspan, a guy who works, loves to compete, loves to practice. He fits everything that Georgia's looking for. Lived in the backfield last year, again, out of Warner Robins. If Georgia wants a kid from Warner Robins, there's no reason they can't land him, okay? They wanted Isaiah Gibson, and they got him. He's the #1 edge defender in the country. Big, big deal. They also have Darren Ikenogben on board from New Jersey. a guy who's, again, all potential. He's barely been playing football. I think his first year of football was like his freshman year. Maybe it was in 8th grade. Doesn't matter. 2 years ago, I believe he told me, hey, I started growing a little bit more, learning the game. He's got a long wingspan too. And his coaches were like, dude, football is your future. And he's staying with it. He's turned into one of the best edge defenders in the country. And he's only going to get better at the next level. And right now, he is firmly committed, locked in with Georgia. So he's an out-of-state guy that Georgia fans maybe don't know as much about. Kid can play. And then Bryce Davis is a guy coming off the board, I believe July 20th. I said in another video, if that's down to Georgia, Clemson, and Duke, I like Georgia's chances. He's a top 100 player in the country at a Grimsley High School in North Carolina. Another kid who loves to work, loves to compete. He's physically put together well. And he's coming off a little bit of an injury that, caused him a lot of his junior season last year. But when he's healthy, this guy knows how to attack, hold the edge, make plays in the backfield. So if they land all three of those guys on the edge, it's hard to ask for much more. All right, that's an A+. So defensive line edge, it could be the best class they've ever signed as far as, guys who are playing on the line of scrimmage, right? At linebacker, I was told Dog Post members, from the very beginning that Georgia wanted to take 2. That was the plan. And they got their 2 guys. Jaden Perlotti, 4-star out of Buford, he told me over a year ago, he said, yeah, Glenn Schumann wants to take 2. It's me and Zayden Walker, who was not on the commit list yet. Now he is. They got 5-star Zayden Walker from Slide County, 4-star Jaden Perlotti from Buford, 2 in-state guys who are versatile, athletic, can play in the middle of the field, can make a big tackle in the open space, can run, can hit. I like both of these players. Georgia has, and Georgia's got them. So if those are truly the 2 top inside linebackers at the top of their board, they got them both. Glenn Schumann does it again. I mean, these are really good players. So I think it's just going to be those 2 on at inside linebacker. But one of them's a 5-star. One of them's a mid to high 4-star. So very good job by Schumann once again. Now let's talk about defensive back, right? A couple of weeks ago, was not hearing a ton of buzz, but it really started to pick up at the end of June. A big reason why is because some of these guys took their official visit to Georgia at the end of June. Shamari Earls, 4-star cornerback, big kid who can really run. He brings track speed at 200 pounds. Fundamentally sound, another kid that loves to work. He's out there working by himself on the off days, right? He's always posting videos. He doesn't miss a workout, right? This guy has a muscular frame, but is fluid. He's got quick feet. He can turn those hips and run with, bigger, longer receivers on the perimeter, but he can tackle and he can run. And again, he's 200 plus pounds. So he fits what Georgia wants. He's currently committed to South Carolina, but Dog Post members have known for a minute now that I think he's going to end up at either Georgia or Michigan. I like Georgia's chances. He does not have a set commitment timetable to make a flip, but it wouldn't surprise me if that happened before the month is over. So I like Shamari Earls right now in Georgia's class. Todd Robinson is a guy they already have on board, plays running back, quarterback for Valdosta. I think Georgia likes him in the secondary. I don't know where yet. Could be corner, could be star, could be safety. I think they'll figure that out, down the road. Jalen Morgan, 4-star safety. I like where Georgia sits with him. He's making his decision, I believe, on Tuesday, so early next week. That could be Georgia's next commitment out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He was in Athens for a big official visit at the end of June, and it looks like Georgia's in the driver's seat there. Lagonza Hayward, 4-star safety from Lyons, Georgia. Toombs County, I think that's Georgia, Tennessee, or Florida. At one point, I thought Georgia led. I thought they passed Tennessee. I know Florida told them, hey, you can come here and play early, right? Earlier than you can at Tennessee or Georgia. So if the Gators are the pick, I think depth chart, early playing time is a big reason why. But I'm going to put him in this class because I do know at one point it felt strong that Georgia had the lead over those 2. And he's going to be making his decision at the end of July. I like where Georgia sits. I can easily see him in this class. And then 4-star Rashad Johnson, he's been making his decision July 14th. I think that's down to Georgia, Texas A&M. And this second, I like where Georgia sits. So, that's 5 guys. 5 guys in the secondary. And they play a lot of defensive backs, so that's not surprising. Maybe there's just 2 safety spots between Jalen Morgan, Lagonza Hayward, Rashad Johnson. But Rashad Johnson's making his decision before Lagonza Hayward. So if he jumps on board, Shamari Earls flips, Jalen Morgan's on board. They have 4 when Lagonza Hayward makes his commitment, I don't see them telling that guy no. He's a very good player. So they could sign 4. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but I think 5 is the number if they can make it happen. Right now, I do think they can make it happen. So they got playmakers in the secondary, 2 of their top, maybe the top linebackers on their board at inside linebacker, 3 outstanding edge defenders, including 1 5-star, best edge defender in the country. And then on the defensive line, they have some absolute game changers in the middle with Elijah Griffin, Justice Terry. Christian Garrett's only going to get better, and Stephon Shivers, again, could be the diamond in the rough in this class that they signed. So it could be the best defensive class that Kirby Smart and his staff signed since his time at Georgia. That's a big, big deal. Wouldn't surprise me at all if that happened. Thanks for watching. Again, get your Bulldog today. Promo code DAWGPOST. Don't forget that when you order, and you can order in the description below in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the website.